Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Dash. This is my YouTube channel, Dallas Flippin'. And today I want to talk about something that I am seeing a lot. It has happened to me recently as well. It's affecting a lot of people that are resellers. And the thing that I find ironic is the people that are complaining about this the most are big resellers and big YouTubers. So let's just get right into things. So the topic of today's video is the post office and how in the last about 2 or 3 weeks, the post office has really dropped the ball on scanning packages. So why would that be important? Well, as a reseller, you rely on the post office or UPS or FedEx or whatever you ship with to get your items to the individuals that purchase them. Well, for me, I only have one issue, which we'll get to in a second. So the thing is, the post office is overworked and underpaid. A lot of the mail carriers hate their job and hate the fact that they have to go to work. And I don't know. When you get a job, you sign up to do the job. So you should commit to do the job. And yes, being a mail carrier is not the easiest job. It's not the hardest job in the world, but you're taking letters and packages on a given route. You pick up letters or packages that are left there. You go about your business. They get paid pretty well. But the issue is that all nationwide, no one wants to do their job. That's great. And I've seen that a lot of packages are not being scanned, are waiting weeks without getting scanned, or they're being marked as delivered and they're not delivered. So, the first thing I noticed with this is that a lot of these big YouTubers or big resellers that have a platform, they leave their packages sometimes 20 or 30 a day for their carrier to pick up. Okay? Not every carrier does that. I've tried to have packages be picked up and they just don't. They'll say they did and they'll leave it there. Or the one time I left a package, not just multiple packages out for delivery, it was a small package, it was picked up. It was taken. It was scanned, thankfully. I never did it again because the next time I requested a pickup, they said, "Well, be there." They didn't pick the packages up. They dropped the ball. My next problem with this is that USPS has a duty of care. When you drop something off, it's their job to get it where it goes. Once it's out of your hands and you have taken it to the post office, it is in their hands. And that's what I recommend. I don't recommend scheduling a pickup, especially if you're selling 30 or 40 things a day. They don't want to have to make an extra stop to come and pick up your stuff. Get off your butts, go to the post office and do your job as someone who is providing something to someone else, is dropping it off at the post office. Have a scan sheet, drop it off. What I used to do is I would drop all the big packages in a slot. And I never really had issues. Well, now I have almost a 3% late shipment fee. And I couldn't figure out why. Because every day that I have packages, Monday through Saturday, I'm going to the post office. Even if I have to walk there, I'm going to go to the post office. Why? Because it is my job as someone who sells something to someone else to pack it on time, have a 1-day handling time, and to get it to the post office. Okay? Well, I found out USPS is outsourcing small locations like my local post office, which is a very small, probably about the size of my house, little building that ships out the packages. They're outsourcing that to larger locations. So the big hubs here in Dallas, they would come out once a day, once a week, whenever they're picking it up, and they would pick up the packages in the drop box. So what I started doing is I started dropping them off inside the mail slot, at the counter. Had not had an issue. And on Saturdays, if I have to go to the post office, I go to the main branch, do the same thing, drop it off. "Hi, good morning, how you doing? Hope you have a good day. Here are my packages." If you have a lot, you can make a scan sheet. But the way I do it, I have zero issues. I have had one issue, which I will get to. But when you're making $10,000 to $20,000 a month on eBay and making money off of YouTube and Instagram Reels, like, I'm just going to name some names: Commonwealth Picker, Shed Flips, J-Ride Flips. These are all people that are complaining about this. And they have, I understand that's your job, that's my job as well, but to be such a large decadent platform and have so many followers and be so successful with sales and the one thing you can't do is ensure that your packages are getting dropped off on time, and you want to complain about it, the only person you have to complain about is yourself. If you're too lazy to get off of your ass and drop your packages off at the post office like you're supposed to do, you can pack them, but you can't drop them off. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, you get negative feedback. I can't believe I got negative feedback, because eBay is not on your side. Don't get me wrong. eBay is not on your side. eBay will take your money and they will go, nah, boo-boo, thanks for playing. Have a good day. It is up to you. If you want to survive in this reselling world that is getting extremely tougher to do with fees and sourcing, you've got to make it or break it or fake it till you make it. You can't fake it if you got negative feedback, because they will come for you. I know I'm kind of ranting, but it blows my mind of how stupid and lazy people are when it comes to making money. And I guess the way they make money, and like, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So that gets to the issue that I had. I sell cassette tapes quite often because they're easy to store, they're easy to pack, and they're very cheap to ship. So Media Mail allows you to sell a cassette tape for under $14 and only pay about $3 to ship it. So after fees and everything, you probably make about $6 to $10 depending on what you're selling. Well, I sold a R. Kelly, of all things, cassette tape about 2 weeks ago. I got it packed up, ready to go that morning, and it went to the post office. No problems, no issues. It was actually Saturday, so about a week later, I received a package on my doorstep that was addressed to me. And it was in an eBay padded envelope, which I ship in. And it said, delivery troubles, return to sender. Well, after getting inside and looking at it, I want to get it to show you. Hold on. Okay. So I realized I took the little, it was like taped on there. It was a handwritten note. And I'm probably going to dox myself here, but it's got my address. And you can clearly see, let me turn it around. My name is on it. It shows eBay, it shows everything, but this part right here, the tracking number is still there. The label has been ripped because I always put tape across the buyer's name and address. Someone had ripped that portion off. And I thought, well, I've had mail fraud before, and I thought maybe some dude just pissed off. Well, the item came back to me about a week later, and it still shows it was in transit. The wild thing, I forgot exactly where it was going, but it made it to the hub, let's say in San Francisco. And upon delivery, it said undeliverable, return to sender. So it made it all the way to its destination at the store facility where it goes to get delivered, and then it was sent back, which is making me think. The USPS is raising rates constantly. They're always having problem keeping employees, and the employees that they have never seem to be happy. Because I go in the post office every day, and I always make a point to say, good morning, how are you doing today? Hope you have a wonderful day. Just trying to keep them positive because I don't want them, smashing my packages or smashing somebody else's packages or going postal and whatever that means. Probably something I can't talk about on YouTube. But it's the fact that, like, I even called eBay about my last video about the guy who broke the watch. And the guy told me, once you drop your packages off at the post office, they're your employer. Whether you pay them or not, they're responsible for doing it. Well, I don't agree with him. He makes a good point. If I loan you a video game, and I say give it back to you when you're done playing it, and you break it, am I responsible for what you did? No. I can be very upset and not happy with you, and I sure as shit won't loan you another video game ever again, but the point is, when it's not in your hands, it's not something you can control. Which is frustrating when you sell on eBay, because you are relying on USPS or whatever carrier you're shipping with to deliver your packages on time. Which, yes, not all of them are going to make it there. I've seen recent issues with signature confirmations, or my biggest thing is I will order something off of eBay, and then it'll say item is delivered. Well, I'll go outside and I'll look on the porch and look around. It's not here. Well, I don't freak out. I just wait. And usually what happens is the package will be marked delivered between 1 and 3 p.m. and the mail won't come till 5. So The carrier marks it as delivered and then drops the package off, which again, I don't know why, but the state of everything is just going down the tubes, whether it's people at the post office or the economy or prices when it comes to shipping. So that's how I feel about that. And if you don't want your packages not to be scanned, take them to the post office yourself. Don't rely on the carrier or your grandma or whoever you got, like, hey, can you take this to the post office for me? Thanks. Like, if you want something done right, do it yourself. That's just everything. I see all these people complaining and I'm thinking, like, yeah, that's really it. I have another video I was planning on releasing sometime this week or next week. So yeah, thanks for listening to my rant. If you feel the same way, comment. If you don't feel the same way, comment, unsubscribe. Be sure to check out my eBay store. Link is below. I got a ton of new things going up the next couple of days. Yeah, your support is always welcome. Do check me out on Instagram if you have an Instagram. Concerns, questions, comments, I'm always here to respond to your thoughts. So I hope you're having a good day and enjoy the reselling life. And I will see you next time.